Hello and welcome to Movie Scouts 007's Keyboard Road Warrior. This is where we play Euro Truck Simulator 2 with a laptop and its keyboard. So, at the end of the last journey, the torturous last journey that was interrupted by a 2-week break because of the open beta supplied by SCS, which then failed to allow the ProMods map extensions to work. I'm hoping for something a little bit more peaceful. So at the end of the last video we upgraded to level 28. So we're at 28 now, which means we've got a skill point to apply and we've got some updates to look at. So let's look at the skill point. Let's go for high value. Let's apply that. So what that does before we apply it, 25% high reward for high value cargo. That's a 5% increase. So 5 is 25. That makes sense. So we'll apply that. And let's look at our updates. And it's more tires. More tires. It's all a bit tedious at this point, really. It's tires. Just. Anyway, so that's the tires. We got 2% damage, so obviously we are going to drive. I'm going to go and repair the truck, so that means a right turn, and then right at the garage. Let's fire our truck up. Leave our load behind. Oh, I've got parking brake on. That would explain why it was going so slowly. So, red light, how boring. So a lot has happened in the world in the 2 weeks that I have not been recording. Now obviously this stuff is old news for you, but for me it's brand new news, or it's news that I haven't talked about. So, the Ukraine was rebelling against this leadership when I was last recording. Well, that's changed. They ousted the leader, and then Russia decided to plough in to the Crimea. The Crimea has a large population of ethnic Russians, and they decided they want to be part of Russia. The problem for them, and the problem for Russia, is that it has a large naval base in the Crimea. In the southern, it doesn't have a naval base in the south. On Russian waters, it only has one in Ukrainian waters. They want to develop closer ties with Europe, which Russia didn't want, primarily because of this Crimean naval base, which NATO would have absolutely made them get rid of. So they invaded without badges on, without insignia, but they still invaded, and everyone knew it was them. So our 2% damage to our truck is 150 quid for the engine, 68 quid for the transmission, 200 quid for the chassis, and 397 quid for the cabin, none of which counts as a percentage. But the 2% is the wheels, £238. It's a repair bill of £1,053, which is a lot of money. But given that we've already got 151,000, which is enough to buy our next garage, but not enough to upgrade it, and certainly not enough to put any trucks in there. But that will change. We'll probably get enough to put 3 trucks in it by the time we get to our destination after our first journey. So what we're going to do is we're going to go get some rest. I didn't put the parking brake on yet again. God, those Renaults, they're not attractive. It's not that they're bad to drive, they're just not attractive. Inside and out, they're unattractive. Right, so let's get ourselves some gainful employment. So we are in Plymouth. We can go to Helsinki, which is a capital we haven't been to. Bratislava in Slovakia. I think Bratislava's the capital. Let me just quickly double check. Bratislava. If it's the capital, we are going there. It is. We are. That was an easy choice to make. As soon as I found out where the hell it was. So it's a 30-hour, 27-minute journey. It's going to net us £48,000. That takes us up to 200. That's still a long way from having all the money to completely do this. Oh, actually, I'll tell you what we didn't do. How long have we got? Curses. We might actually lose. We might lose the job. Because we might, yeah, we're almost certainly going to lose the job. Oh, gosh. How long have we got to get it? 10 hours. How tired are we? Very. Okay, we'll have to give up on Bratislava because we need to rest. Damn it, that's annoying. Let's see what's available now at 2 o'clock in the morning. And let's hope that a capital we don't have is available. Plymouth, Ostrava, Katowice, Szczecin. No. That is a real shame. Where's Ostrava? Czech Republic. Katowice is what, Poland? Yeah. Szczecin is Poland. Rostock's Germany. Oh, Dens is Denmark. Duisburg is Germany. And then we got Copenhagen. Have we got one? Have we got a garage in Copenhagen? We don't have a garage in Copenhagen. Alright, Copenhagen it is. Copenhagen it is. Alrighty. It's only 21,000 and most of it's on the ferry, but that's fine. Let's get my screenshot so we can make that lovely little okay. Right, let's rock and roll. So, engine on. Noise the track up just a little. Ooh. And remembering that we're still in the UK and that we have to drive on the wrong side of the road for a little while before we get back. Obviously we've got to discover all the UK cities, which means we are going to keep coming back to the UK. We've also got to drive on all the roads, which means we've got to come back to the UK. Oh, look, it's Scania's on the back of... Please let it be a Volvo. I don't think it is, actually. And here's our load. In this quarry, we're on this wheelie road. So, well, look at that, 342,000. We got up to 300,000. Yeah, 340,000. From 150,000, so we more than doubled our income in our rest break, which is fine. Ooh. Got a bit keen there. Let's take that job to Copenhagen. Let's spin ourselves around so that we can hook up our lorry. So I had a quick shufty at my files for this after the last video where I didn't really investigate properly what had been happening. I discovered actually that I had a bit of a disaster. Now you won't see it because unfortunately the way the video works, it's I can't really show you it. But what I might do is when I edit. What I'm going to do. I don't normally have this big of a problem backing in to collect a lorry, and I did reasonably well at the end of the last journey when it came to parking. Right, let's hook that bad boy up. Yes, I paused. I had a few problems with the game, and I don't know whether it was because it was downloading the update or what. But when I was filling my London garage with 5 drivers, I had a little bit of an issue, and it kind of crashed the game, and it sent me into the sky. Now what I might do is I might do a little postscript when I'm editing the video together to show what had happened, or I might just chuck it in. We'll see. But I went back in and I recorded some video of essentially my truck was launched into the game relaunched, but it didn't relaunch properly, and I'm not sure whether it relaunched me into the middle of a lorry, an existing lorry, and that punted me into the sky. But then I was in the sky spinning amidst the clouds for no apparent reason. I'm also going to check that on my Steam profile, and I'm going to put it in I'm going to put it in as a separate video. I'd completely forgotten it had happened because I was having so many. Fed up of being fined for speeding. We are in the UK. We should remember that there are speed cameras everywhere in the UK. Which isn't too far off the truth, to be quite frank. So as it stands, it's probably 7 or 8 days off the end. We got a speeding fine. Lovely. It's 7 or 8 days off the end of March, so I am a month and a half away from returning to the United Kingdom, which means that I will be without this computer for possibly 3 to 4 weeks. Which is, you know... Oh, driver's levelled up. This is always good. And he's got us, what, £1,000, maybe? I'm not sure, I didn't see how much money he'd earned. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm also kind of sad. I've been in New Zealand for a year now. It's my wife's home. I kind of got used to it, made a few friends. Not as many as I could have if I hadn't been so engrossed in this, but that's how it goes. Yeah, so I don't know quite how I feel about it yet. It's the first time I've lived in a country other than the United Kingdom. Thankfully for me, it's a country that speaks English and has extraordinarily close ties to England. It's possibly not the first time I'm going to live in a foreign country. I may well end up living and working in another country, because my wife enjoyed this experience and wants to do it again. Somewhere different, maybe next time, maybe Canada, maybe the United States, maybe Australia. I think she likes the idea of the English speaking, because I don't think she likes the idea of learning a language. Obviously she would prefer to move back to New Zealand permanently. I don't mind spending a year here and a year there, but I want to live in the United Kingdom. It's my home, and you know, at the age of 44 it's too late for me to start wanting to live in new countries. And New Zealand, as pretty as it is, it's a country of 4.2 million people, and there's just not enough here for me. There's plenty of wildlife, but I'm an indoor person, and I'm also an artsy kind of person. I like the theatre, I like the cinema, I like a little bit of culture. And there isn't enough architecture, there's not enough history, there's not enough culture, there's not enough cinema. There's not enough here for me. Which is not to say that this country's bad, it's just it's 4.2 million people. You can't have the array of culture and the array of options that are available to a country of 63 million people when there's only 4.2 of you. Now that might rise to 5.5 in the next 5 years, because they're going through a massive influx from Asia, China, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos. All of the Southeast Asian countries are not experiencing fun times financially, and so people are going to other countries. New Zealand and Australia seem to have weathered, for the most part, the unemployment crisis and the financial crisis, and not so for my country. The United Kingdom went through quite a tumultuous time, and a rather backward party, the Conservative Party, who I hate, got into power just a couple of years before I left the UK for this year. And yes, so that's not been good, but I've missed a lot actually while I've been here. A lot of stuff has happened. They've just had a budget, which changes things, and I'm not quite sure how that's going to affect me and my wage packet, but it will affect me. And in the next few months, my wife's going to start searching the internet for accommodation for us when we return to the UK, which I will then have to visit in the UK before she gets back. And that will be my job for the 2 to 3 weeks that she's out. Is to every evening, I would imagine, that I will be going to visit somewhere to check it out, see whether it meets with the wife's approval. And that will be my job role. So we are off to a ferry station. I believe it's Felixstowe. There we'll take a ferry, and then we'll just do a short hop from one side of Denmark to the other, and we shall pick up Copenhagen as a garage location. Yes, I'm going for the capitals in ProMods. I'll lose it if ProMods just becomes unworkable and they stop updating it, but for the moment, stuff it. It's a garage, it's a capital city. How are we doing for fuel? We're doing alright for fuel, so I probably won't bother with fuel in this job. We've done alright. As I said, it's been over 2 weeks, so I've got no idea what I did in previous journeys, so I couldn't tell you whether I fueled up or not. I found an opportunity, I got some spare time, I thought I'd fiddle. In my fiddling, I discovered I managed to get the game working. Excuse me, took a sip of tea, some of it went down the wrong way. And with the wife out of the house for a couple of hours, I thought I'd play. Even that she doesn't like me playing. Because she wants to spend time with me. And who can blame her? I am fascinating to be with. Okay. How are we doing? Are we going to meet a head-on collision? We're alright? Blimey. Let's not risk it on a blind corner. Right, let's go for it. We might get a fine, I think, ultimately. But we're alright. And we're back to no speed limit. Sorry, national speed limit, which is good. Because that was what was causing that truck to slow down in front of us. We'd hit I think a 70. No, a 50. Oh, I don't know. So yes, so the Ukraine thing has happened. The other major piece of news that occurred in the world in the 2 weeks that I've been off is a Malaysian Airlines plane heading to China disappeared. No one seems to have a clue where it went. The co-pilot appears to, at the time of my speaking, the co-pilot appears to have been under suspicion. They appear to have been going in the wrong direction for some time. Speeding offence. They deliberately turned off their transponder, so no one. We won't. If we ever find the black box, we'll be able to determine where they went. But at the moment, the black box is a mystery. And it's such a large and inhospitable part of the sea that they flew over, that it may be that we never find this aeroplane. The problem we've got is that the accident investigators will have is that the black boxes only have a battery life of about 3 months. So if they don't find the black box within 3 months, they may never know what happened to the aircraft, other than in terms of flight data and cockpit recorders, they may only ever discover its final resting place, if they ever do. But that's looking unlikely at the moment. It's tragic, to be quite honest. It's difficult to know what to think. The big problem for the Malaysian government is that they have been very bad at communicating with the world. They've had a press conference every day, but the press conference has come out with conflicting information. And I don't know whether that's because the world is getting their information from the English language version, well, actually no, it is. It's all been English language. I don't know if they've been delivering the news in Malaysian. I think they've been doing it in English because the Chinese speak English, the Malaysians speak English, and the world speaks English, and so that's why the way they've been approaching it. But I've seen news from the UK about it and news from New Zealand about it. There's more news from the New Zealand side because there were a couple of New Zealanders on board. There wasn't anyone from the UK on board. I've also seen some US reporting because I think there was a US passenger. But yeah, it's not what you want to hear. It's not. It's terrible news. And that's all there is to it. Unfortunately, there's no news. They've been flying over the sea. They've been, the US Navy, the New Zealand Air Force, they've all been involved in helping try and find Malaysian Air Force, the Chinese Air Force. They've all been flying over different patches. Oh God, let's drop the speed just in case, because I'm not sure what the speed limit is. Oh, I got away with it. Yeah, there's no news. Periodically there'll be a photograph, a very pixelated white blobs in the sea, but none of it has ever amounted to any wreckage, and so they don't know. They don't know where this aeroplane is. They still don't know where this aeroplane is. It could be anywhere. It could have landed. It could have been hijacked and landed for all they know on a secluded airfield. It could have crashed into an island. It could have crashed in the sea. It could literally be anywhere within a sort of a 7-hour flight time of the last known location before they turn the transponder off. So that was the other big news. On a lighter note, I've in between the last journey and this journey, I've been to the Australian Grand Prix in Melbourne. Damn it, I've been so good, and then I missed the last camera. Which was amazing fun. It's a very different. Whoa! I was pressing the wrong buttons to steer and wondering why nothing was happening. Yeah. We flew on the Monday night. Spent Tuesday and Wednesday pootling around. We went on Tuesday mornings. We spent Tuesday evening and all day Wednesday pootling around. Thursday we went to pick up our tickets from the circuit, and we sat and watched some of the minor formulas. Friday we sat and watched the first practice, and it was our first chance to hear the brand new 1.6 V6 turbo engines. They rather helpfully they were doing a little speed comparison test thing. David Coulthard in a 2010 RB7 was driving around in a speed comparison with a V8 supercar and an AMG Mercedes, a bog standard buy off the shelf AMG Mercedes. So we got to hear the RB7, then we got to hear the RB10, which is the 2014. So the RB7 had a V8 2.4 litre normally aspirated engine, and the RB7 had the RB10 has a 1.6 turbo, and there's a significant difference. The V10 2.6 V10, you can't hear yourself think. It hurts your ears. The 1.6 V6 turbo is very quiet. It's loud, but it's so much quieter than the V10 2.6, which was painful. And now a lot of people are complaining about it. For me, it's not the noise that makes the formula. It's the speed. It's the technology. It's the duels between the drivers. That's it. The noise is just an accompaniment, as it were. And so although I was a little sort of bemused by the lack of noise, I'm not nearly as put out as a lot of people seem to be. It all seems to be a little childish, to be honest. This wah change, wah we don't like change, which is a bit bizarre. Formula One is all about change. The cars look very different every year, so I'm a bit confused. But yes, they're more throaty, but they're not as high pitched as the V10s, and the turbo makes a difference. But the good thing about the positive effect of the V10s being quieter is that you can now hear tyre squealing. You can now hear the little board that they nail to the bottom, they screw to the bottom of the car. You can hear it smacking against the tarmac, And you can also hear the turbo whine, which you probably wouldn't if the engine had been of a higher cc with the extra 2 cylinders. So I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was really interesting. I did a little video, which is not on this profile. I'll put it on another profile. I'll put the video up on this profile. I'll re-edit it a little bit. I'll movie scouse it. It's on my non-movie scouse profile, but I think I'll dump it on my movie scouse profile so that you can hear it. But yes, no, it's different. It is quite different. It's very interesting. I think I like it. I think I like the change. Now, we didn't just go to the Grand Prix. We did poodle around Melbourne, and I quite like the city. There's lots of things we didn't do. We couldn't get a decent guidebook. We couldn't get my favourite kind of guidebook. I like the DKI site books. They do nice little walks that you can take. They break down the significant buildings. They do cutaway drawings. They list everything, and it's very pictorial. It's very visual, which is what sightseeing is about. Sightseeing is very visual, which is why I prefer the visual guidebooks. And it's also easy to know that you found the building you think you're looking for because there's a picture of it. So we couldn't get one, not even in Melbourne. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because Melbourne's not big enough. I think that's cobblers. Or it's because they're in the cycle of replacing it with a new version. It's irritating. I'll pick one up to see what we missed. We will possibly try and go back for another Australian Grand Prix because we did enjoy it, and it was half the cost of going to even with the hotel actually. Even with the hotel, it costs less than the cost of the tickets for the British Grand Prix, which is telling, frankly. That you can still get 90,000 people to pay between £600 and £900 for grandstand seats with camping attached. That's kind of telling. I mean, it tells you that British fans are more interested in the Grand Prix than Australian fans. That may have something to do with the fact that Australia has a population of 23 million and its nearest neighbours are Malaysia, where they're not particularly interested, in New Zealand, where they're definitely not interested. And I can tell you this because they don't even broadcast the races. No one is interested in showing the races. You want to watch it, you've got to get Sky. And I think we all know my opinions of Rupert Murdoch and his scumbag channel, his scumbag satellite broadcasting channels. So yes, we are probably going to have to find pubs to watch the Grand Prix. I hardly watched any of the 2013 Formula One season. I will pick up the Blu-ray when I get back to the UK, and I will watch it exhaustively because I hardly saw any footage. I saw the Chinese Grand Prix because that's the first one that the BBC... Essentially, Sky got rights to the first 3. Then the BBC showed the Chinese one, which I watched, and then I was in New Zealand for the rest of the season. So I missed a huge chunk of the season, which was deeply annoying. But that's the way it goes. You know, I thought I would struggle to get back into this game, given that I've had 2 weeks off, but I am back, baby. I'm back. So yes, they don't have the GP2 and the GP3 races like they do in the British Grand Prix, but I think that's because they stick to Europe and mainland Europe and Asia. They don't think they fly. So they'll possibly drive to places like Malaysia and China. I'm not sure what the support events at the various races. I just know that Porsche Cup, in the UK, for the British Grand Prix, it's the Porsche Cup, it's GP2 and GP3. Those are the support races. In Australia, they had a Porsche Cup. They had the V8 super cars, and they had a historic thing, which was kind of more of a parade than an actual race, but it was still interesting to watch. In the UK, the drivers' parade is on the back of a lorry. They've got a special lorry with scaffolding for the drivers to hold on to. In Australia, they sat in the passenger seat of Austin Healey's old Austin, or was it Triumph TR6? Whoa. Nearly spilled it. Hopefully we should get to the ferry port before we need to sleep, and then we'll do all our sleeping on the ferry port, and that'll save us time. That would be my preferred. Oh, I was going to pull in, but the guy's undertaking me, which is illegal. But obviously they can't do anything about that because it's legal in some European countries, so they've left it in. I'm turning off. So where am I heading to? Norwich. Is there a ferry port in Norwich? When did that happen? Right, I'm going to go slow on this one because this is a narrow road. And it's got, well, I was going to say it's got barriers on both sides, and then the barrier on the inside disappeared. So all is right with my world. So in the while I mentioned that in the end of the last video, I'd picked up Scania Truck Driving Simulator, which I couldn't get to work. I picked up another game called Banished, which is a God-type city building game. It's a bit like Civilization, but without battles. Instead of battling armies, you're battling the elements, and you're battling starvation. It's incredibly difficult. I am struggling to get a city to work properly. I've poured something like 17, 18 hours into this game, and I am in control of my third rapidly declining city. So I need to fully understand what it is that I'm doing wrong. My second city, I knew exactly what I did wrong. I started to build stone pathways, which was a disaster. I just flung stone willy-nilly everywhere, and what happened was I ran out of stone to build buildings, and then you've got to have a blacksmith, and you've got to have a tailor, and if you want to build a building, you need stone. Oh, it was a nightmare. So I knew what I'd done wrong there. I don't know what I'm doing wrong in my current city. I thought I was spreading everything out pretty well, but it appears I'm not. Whoa. I was lucky nothing was coming the other way. I really needed to slow down, and I couldn't slow down fast enough. So we're nearly at our stop, and I think what I'm going to do is get on the lorry, get at the other side, and then I'm going to pause the video. Maybe not. Maybe I'll be able to do this whole journey in one video. We'll see. I might check out the map when I get to the ferry port. We're almost out the ferry port now. I think I'll go. Of course, I've got a speeding fine. I'm in the UK. Why wouldn't I have a speeding fine? I'm going to make a right turn, and I think it's immediately left. There it is. There's the entrance. Now, do I have to drive up a ramp? Or is this one where... Yeah, no, this is one where I just drive onto a symbol. Alright. So, no, I don't think so. Yes, I think so. £1,192. That's good. We're embarking. Let's see where we get. Ugh, I'm so relieved this game is finally working. Right, so... Oh, no, didn't want to do that. Four hours. 140. I think I might have a go at trying to do this in one go, in one video. It might fail, it might backfire. I might, remembering that we're on the correct side of the road for this vehicle. We'll see. I am, but as I said, I'm deeply relieved that this is working, because I had a feeling that I might not get this working until they'd fix the game. And I also stuff it. Yeah, I don't care. £280. Whoop-de-doo. I've got a schedule to keep. I wouldn't do that in real life. I would never. I am the annoying person in front of you that pulls up when the yellow's on. I'm really annoying drivers, and I've kind of gotten the habit while I've been in New Zealand of driving through a yellow later than I would in the UK, because if you don't, the people behind you don't know that you're doing it, because they expect you to drive the way other New Zealanders drive. And so I've nearly been rear-ended by a couple of drivers. I've seen tyre smoke at the back of the car a couple of times where I've pulled up where I would naturally pull up in the UK, and it's been a real surprise for Kiwi drivers behind me. So I've kind of had to adapt my driving style for New Zealand a little bit on that respect. There's another law that they have, I don't know whether I've talked about it. You can, when it goes green, you're making a left turn or a right turn across a junction. If there's a pedestrian crossing, they will quite often get a green man to tell them to go across the road, even though you've got a green light to go. And it's your responsibility to stop if pedestrians are crossing the road. That was a little bit of a surprise, because in the UK they keep all of the cars stopped until the pedestrians have gone, which is what I'm used to, which is what I was used to. But I've adapted. I will have to adapt out of that, because in the UK I will be holding up traffic if I do that. Come on, you know you want to go. That's it, stick your foot down, sunshine. Some of us have got a timetable to keep to. I've got to keep looking at my... I've got 7 minutes. I've got a feeling this was a bad idea, and I think in about 7 minutes I'm going to have to pause and do the last couple of minutes of this journey in a separate section of the video, which you won't obviously know about, because as far as you're concerned it'll happen instantaneously. So yes, my driving style will have to revert to my pre-New Zealand style, which means that I'm going to start stopping as soon as I see the yellow lights and I've got time to stop. I'll have to stop. They don't in New Zealand. They see the red light as the time to stop, not the amber, which is deeply annoying. It caught me by surprise quite a few times. You know, as I was crossing a road, given a green, in New Zealand they hesitate a little, because they know people, including themselves, speed across. Some people speed across a red. It's the beginning of a red. It's quite bad. I have £560,000. I'm going to have quite a bit of money, and I'm wondering whether I am going to have enough money. Ooh, I nearly missed my exit. Whether I'm going to have enough money to buy, upgrade and fill Copenhagen, or whether I'm just going to have enough money to buy and fill and not upgrade. But we'll see. I need to work out exactly how much it's going to cost me. Which I can do. Okay, so doing well, we're doing well. We might make it, we'll see. Alright, I've got to take a right here. Whoa, no. Oh, fuck. Oh, excuse my French. That's because I'm checking times. I'm looking down at my thing to see how much time I've got, because I forgot to put my clock on. Oh well, we've got another good work, and not an excellent. We were heading for an excellent. Well, I don't seem to have broken out of that pattern, which is one I do want to break out of. I'm kind of hoping that my steering wheel, my G27, will break me out of that. More accurate steering, and I only need one hand to run the vehicle. But I don't know. We'll see. But boy, do I want to play it with the steering wheel. You have no idea how much I want to play this with the steering wheel. It might not make YouTube until I have got a better rig. We'll see. I'm kind of investigating video game capture for laptops. There's AverMedia do a capture card for laptops, but it's got mixed reviews, and I don't know whether that's just people who don't know how to use it properly bitching about it, or whether there are genuine issues with it. But it's over £100, so it's a lot of money to take a punt. But then £100 is just one of the components that I'm going to be spending money on for this rig. Then I've got redundancy money, but I don't know when I'm going to get redundancy. My redundancy money will almost certainly be spent on my rig. And not all of it, obviously. I'll get a lot more than it'll cost me for the rig. But we'll see. And the other thing I want to do is have a computer for streaming. I'm kind of angling for two computers, one for running the game, one for streaming the game, and I'm not sure how that works. We'll have to see. But I will be using my TV. Yeah, okay, we want to stay in this lane. I will be using a 9% damage. That really annoys the piss out of me, that does. That's a lot for just a scrape along the side of a... That's going to be a lot. That's going to be like 5 to 10k's worth of repair bill, which is all going to come out of my budget for Copenhagen. I didn't want to do that. It's money I could do without losing. What I might do is I might park the lorry and then do all of that paraphernalia in the next video. We'll see. I'll certainly have enough money to buy Copenhagen, 144,000. 3 £80,000 lorries is 240, so that's 340, that's 380. I might have enough, I might have enough. The 380 plus 80 is 460, and another 80 on top of that. I might have enough money. Will I have enough to repair my lorry though? I think I have to do the lorry repairs. But anyway, all of that will happen. Look at that, £4,500 from Milton. Good old Milton. He's a dude. So hopefully we should have 600,000 by the time we get to Copenhagen. In the payment for this journey. And so I did run out of space before I reached Copenhagen, but that's fine. You won't notice the difference. Damn it, you will, because I told you. Curses. So we're almost at our destination. We have a toll booth to go through, which is something you don't have to deal with in the UK. There are no toll booths in the UK. There are toll roads. £124, that's a lot of money. So we're very close to Copenhagen. We're up to £580,000. We will pootle around Copenhagen. I'm not quite sure how much of it we've been there. I'm not quite sure how much of it we've uncovered. Whether I'll have to do more pootling or not. But we'll see. There we go. I am having trouble getting my videos onto YouTube at the moment, and it worries me. I've got a buffer of about 10 videos, and I launch 3 per week. So in 3 weeks I'll have pretty much burnt through my buffer, and it's taking me about a week to get a damn video up, which isn't not good enough. I need to get at least 3 a week up. They just keep refusing to upload, and it takes so long to do it, and I don't know what it is, whether it's a problem with my internet, whether someone's stealing my bandwidth. I'm not sure what it is. It shouldn't be that I'm eating through my allowance, because, well, for a start, I've been away for a week. But there we go. But yes, I've been facing an issue where uploading a YouTube video is also, it's not just taking a long time to do, it's also impacting on the internet connection for everything else. I can't watch a YouTube video while I am uploading to YouTube. So I'll put that in context. While I'm uploading to YouTube on my the computer that I've used to make these videos, while I'm doing that, I can't upload to YouTube. I can't watch a YouTube on a video on another device. Not on my login. Just going onto YouTube without signing in. So it's not a conflict with my my login. It's affecting all the video downloading on my computer. Right, now that we're in Copenhagen, let's check the map. Let's see what I've got to do. So you can see we're up to 53%. That's going to change when they add. Oh gosh, Copenhagen's huge, and I've hardly touched it. Oh my goodness me, this is going to take a while. So, oh god, this is going to take a while. All right, let's start by doing. I've got a feeling that might not be accessible. Right, I'm going to just go round and then go right. Yeah, I'm going to try that, and then we'll see. We'll see. All right. Copenhagen is much bigger than Plymouth. It makes sense. Copenhagen is a huge capital, and Plymouth isn't. Plymouth's a reasonably small town. So we are currently ignoring our directions. Okay, we can't do that because we can't access that road. Okay, that's fine. And we can't. Could go that way. Now we're going to go round. We'll see whether that road I can turn off from what? Yes, I can turn off from that road. Yeah, what I might do is turn off here, do a loop. Yes. Yes. Make the next note right, and then the next two lefts. Come on, you're in the way. You're holding me back, buddy. You're holding me back. Ooh. Don't you dare. He do dare. I need him out of my way. And we're through. Right, am I going to be able to turn left here? Yes, I am. This is all good. And then we're going to take the next left. Wow, this has got to be boring for you guys. I'm sorry. Actually, we've got to go that way. Is that going to go the way I want? Yes, it is. Excellent. And then we're going to exit up ahead. This is how you have to do it if you want to get that elusive 100% on the road. So yeah, we'll take the next exit, which is coming up here. And I would imagine that ultimately it will see sense. No, it's still not seeing sense. Okay, fair enough. I don't know if you can hear my button bashing going on. Possibly not. My voice is quite loud. Right, let's quickly look at the map again. I think if I go around there, I'm still going to be missing some of it. There's nothing I can do about that. Yeah, I'm going to do that and that, and then I'll head to my destination. I will almost certainly be back in Copenhagen, I would have thought. It's just how we'll have to do it. We'll see. We'll see whether I can be bothered. I'll also see whether I can actually get up that way. I've got a feeling I can't. Can I? Yes, I can. It might be wise to try and get it all done. Whoa! Ah! damn it. That wasn't good. We're going to ignore that instruction and we're going to go... let's just check the map out again. Yeah, let's go all the way around and then whoosh. We'll see. And we're about to get a £280 fine for not... Oh no, we're not. Blimey, we've got away with it. Alright, do we go over the road? Are we at a junction? What's the dealio? Oops. No, we're alright. For some reason he's waited for us to go by. Yeah, we're going over the road. I wanted to go down. Let's check that map again. So if we go all the way to the end and turn right, then I can follow that road. And we'll only just be... all we'll be missing is that little section. Not really a great deal I can do about that. At the moment. Alright. Right turn Clyde. We're getting a good old explore of Copenhagen here. It'd be interesting to see what's really in Copenhagen. I'm going to take a left here, because there's a bit of road. Whoa, sugar! Yeah. I'm exploring at the... oh, no. No. I got away with it. I got away with it. There's that little bit of road that I didn't get. And I'm going to make a right turn here. And then another right turn, hopefully right there. I don't know how interesting this is. If this is boring, I'll stop doing it. But it's not to me. I'm trying to discover all of Copenhagen. Right, am I about to drive over a road I want to turn right onto? Yeah, I'm just about to drive over it. Right, so what I might have to do is turn right here. At the end of this road, yep. And then hopefully that'll allow me to turn onto the road and... I can't wait for green lights, I'm sorry. Yes, I am going to get to do that. Yeah, well, I've been through enough of them. Ah, yes, I dip under the road. Wow. Right, there's only one section. There's only one section I haven't done. And how the heck do I get to it? Yep, I go straight over and then join that road. And then I would imagine, yeah, well, then after I've got that section of the road, I will follow the GPS. And he hopefully will lead me. Yeah, I decided to do it. I decided stuff it. It's these little bits that make getting the 100% more difficult. Alright, I would imagine he's going to direct me to turn off. Not here, because we're travelling underneath that road. But here. Whoa, too busy looking at the map. Right, is there an exit for me to employ to get to? Oh, hello, there's another bit of map I haven't visited. And I can't get to it. That I should be able to get to when I deliver there. I can't, I've got to go across that road to get to it. Right, so I'm going to get the next right, which is here. And then I've got to take a left here, which I can do right now without slowing down too much. And I've got to stay on the on the right hand side of the road, because I think this might, it was a one like this where I thumped into another car. Now I need to keep the momentum going. Ooh, I might be passing the entrance to that road that I haven't got, that little bit of road that I haven't got. Oh, do you know what? There is another part of the bloody road network I haven't got. Isn't that just typical? Isn't that just typical? Yeah, what I might do is get on here, get off here, go round here, and then try, yeah. This is possibly the least interesting video I've ever made for you guys. It is part and parcel of my new approach to this game. I probably could have completed this in 10 minutes, this video, if I hadn't decided that I wanted to completely explore Copenhagen. But I have said already that part of the playing this game is exploring the map, getting that 100%. I do want to get that 100% of the map. Now, am I able to turn right? Yes, I am. And I'm going to take that red light fee if it arrives, and it didn't. We will explore this part of the road. I'm not going to go into every business. So I'm not going to go into the businesses, they will remain unexplored. Right, I'm going to pull a Yui here. Oh, I wonder, will that do much damage? Don't think this is supposed to be grass. This is supposed to be road. Can you see the little divider there? I think the game is having problems. No, it won't let me through. Fair enough. It's not going to let me go through that. So I can't use that as a shortcut. But the textures on the game went bizarre briefly. Yeah, there was one of those little grassy triangles in a place that shouldn't have had grassy triangles. And the textures are going bizarre again. What the heck? Oh, no! Oh dear. Oh dear. Alright. Yes. We are here. We were here. And you can see the GPS is confused. So Copenhagen has issues, which I didn't realise. I am going to deliver the load. I'm going to repair the lorry and deliver the load. See how horrendous this repair bill is going to be. £12,000. 8% to the engine, 4% to the transmission, 15% to the chassis, 12% to the cabin, and 4% to the wheels. So, that wasn't good. Right, let's go and deliver our load. I wonder how much damage there is to the 7%. That's not good. Right. That is somewhat annoying. But there's naught we can do about it now, and I've kind of lost my taste for exploring Copenhagen in this video. So we'll deliver our load. I think that was the game telling us to get on with the bloody delivery. So this is where we are putting down. Alright. So we won't have to repair the truck at the beginning of the next video, but we will have to rest. Okay, no, that didn't work. We're too far to the right. No, we're going the wrong way. Ugh. Right, let's hopefully this should be in 2. And we're in. Alright. So, let's get that out of noisy reverse, parking brake on, engine off, and let's see how disastrous that last little section of map exploration has been to us. T. Satisfactory. Oh God, satisfactory. So, Satisfactory got us, we drove 880 kilometres, took us 30 hours and 21 minutes. We used 325.8 litres of fuel. That's something we're going to have to look at replacing when we get to our next video. Base reward of base reward, sorry, of £14,042 and 5,880 XP. Proficiency bonus for level 28 of £5,898. Long distance delivery bonus for skill rank 5 of £1,237 and 220 XP. Oh, do you know what I didn't do? Oh, I'm so annoyed with myself. Bonus for parking the trailer, 45 XP. The damage penalty for 7% was minus £813 and minus 84 XP. Slightly mitigated by the parking bonus trailer. So we got a total reward of £20,364 and we got an XP reward of 1,061 XP. We have moved further towards level 29. And this profile has a lifetime experience of 87,887 XP. Still aiming at that 92,900 XP for level 29. Alright. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for putting up with that last section, and I hope that the boredom for the last section was somewhat mitigated by the amusing crash. Alright then. So thank you very much, and until I see you in the next video, I'll see you on the road.